Think you're eating enough protein to keep your muscles strong? You're probably wrong. If you're over 40 and starting your day with cereal or toast, you're literally turning off muscle building. Let me show you the one shift, the Leucine Anchor, that flips the anabolic switch back on. Hey everyone, my name is Marc Bates. I'm a metabolic health coach. This is part of my question and answer series. The Leucine Anchor, the simple protein shift that stops muscle loss after 40. Let's get to the question. You're describing a metabolic disaster happening in slow motion. People eating what they think is healthy while their muscle mass quietly disappears. When you look at the average person's day of eating, cereal for breakfast, sandwich for lunch, pasta for dinner, what's the simplest shift you'd recommend to start hitting those leucine thresholds without overwhelming them? Okay, yeah, well, that's exactly correct. This is a metabolic time bomb ticking quietly under the surface for most people. Their diet meets official guidelines, yet they're unknowingly in chronic anabolic debt, losing muscle year after year. The beauty is the first fix is simple, powerful, and doesn't require overhauling their entire diet. The simplest shift: start each meal with a Leucine Anchor. Instead of focusing on calories or balanced plates, you make protein quality the first decision at every meal, ensuring it delivers at least 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine. This guarantees you hit the muscle protein synthesis (MPS) trigger 3 times a day, turning the tide in on a slow motion muscle loss. Okay? So, for breakfast, trade carbs for muscle. Currently, you may be eating, let's say, cereal, skim milk, has 6 to 8 grams of protein and less than 1 gram of leucine. So shift that to maybe 3 whole eggs, 2 ounces of cheese or Greek yogurt, right? Which is 30 grams of protein and 2.7 to 3 grams of leucine. Or maybe, if you're in a big hurry, you can do 1 scoop of whey isolate shake, which is 25 to 30 grams of protein. The whey has 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine. So, that's like if you need something just to go because you're late for the office. Why? Well, this one swap starts the day anabolic instead of catabolic. Anabolic means you're building muscle, catabolic means you're tearing it down. Okay? And whey is the most leucine-rich protein source available. So even though I don't particularly like whey isolate as a meal option because it's processed and you're not getting a lot of the additional secondary things that you get from like eating eggs or steak, it's if you're in a rush, it's the best thing, right? So even busy people can slam down a shake in 30 seconds or less. Okay. At lunch, prioritize protein first. So currently, maybe you're eating a sandwich that has deli turkey or something on it. Probably has 12 to 15 grams of protein, of which 1.2 to 1.5 grams are leucine. Okay, not enough. Shift. Option A could be 5 to 6 ounces of grilled chicken, beef, or fish on top of a salad, right? Or you just skip the salad and eat the chicken, beef, or fish. That gives you 30 grams of protein and 2.7 to 3 grams of leucine because the salad doesn't add to that at all, right? Or option B, if you are using a sandwich, which I don't particularly like, at minimum double the meat and add some cheese. You need to reach that 30 grams of protein. Okay? Why? The meat as condiment approach in most sandwiches leaves you well below the threshold. And flipping the ratio, protein as centerpiece, carbs as garnish, solves this instantly. Alright, how about for dinner? This is the easiest one. Stop eating pasta, rice, and small meat portions, which is what all the normal guides tell you, right? You're probably only getting 15 to 20 grams of protein and far less than 2 grams of leucine. Shift that to 6 to 8 ounces of steak. This doesn't have to be expensive steak. This can be chuck steak, which is a third of the price of, like, say, a New York strip, right? Contains just as much protein, probably maybe a little bit more fat. Is very tasty and very easy to cook. So You don't need to buy expensive steaks. You can buy less expensive cuts. Salmon or, you know, pork chop. I don't particularly like pork chops because they contain other things, but the idea, 6 to 8 ounces here. That's 40 to 50 grams of protein, of which you'll get 3 to 4 grams of leucine. Option B, if you have to eat pasta, add 6 or more ounces of high quality meat or cheese. Okay, so that the meal clears the leucine trigger and reduce the amount of pasta you're eating. Don't fill up on pasta. Okay? Why? Most dinner plates have enough food volume but not enough digestible leucine-rich protein. That's the big thing. Vegetable proteins do not contain enough leucine and they are not very bioavailable. Okay? So double up on the animal protein is a great start, but reduce the amount of vegetables and non-protein sources of diet in your diet. So key takeaways for simplicity. If you can see more bread than meat, you're under eating protein. Aim for 30 grams of high quality protein, which gives you greater than 2.5 grams of leucine per meal. This usually means 5 to 6 ounces of meat, poultry, or fish, right? You don't need perfect macros, you need protein thresholds. 3 times a day consistently if you're eating 3 meals. If you're only eating 2 meals, hit it for the 2 meals. This change stops net muscle loss within weeks, improves satiety and metabolic flexibility, and naturally lowers carb overconsumption since protein is more filling. Alright? So, thanks for watching, everyone. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the appropriate section. And this is a community. We're trying to answer your questions. If you want me to cover something in more detail, let me know so that I can work on some videos for you. And as always, if you haven't done so, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with a friend. It helps the channel a great deal, which I appreciate, and you're helping a bunch of other people. Thank you very much.